All right, let's see if we can get this show on the road. What's going on, guys? Thanks for swinging by. I sure do appreciate it. Hey, we got a new location. I got a new little shindig thing that I'm got going on here, and I don't really know what else to say about it. But yeah, we got some new things to talk about tonight, and naturally, we have the coronavirus special that we will be getting into. And let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and start the night off right, because F you, Corona. All right. This is going to be good. Actually, it already is good because I've been pre-gaming before the show. So this will be pretty interesting. All right. So, yeah, guys, man, what's going on? It's been a couple of weeks. I am super happy to be back on my live schedule. Tonight is Tuesday. I had some things going on last night that I couldn't get out of, but I wanted to make sure that I definitely got a live chat going on this week to not only kind of highlight some stuff that's going on behind me, but to also talk about what's coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Pretty excited about some of the guests that we're going to have here in the next couple of weeks. So before we get into it, I need to shout out to Invader Girl. If you guys are following me on Instagram, you probably know that I've been a big fan of Invader Girl and her paintings. She is a very talented artist, and she went ahead and commissioned that right there. Look at that. That thing is amazing. It is my favorite picture of my time when I was at Tactical Response and training out there with them. I just sent a message and said, "Hey, is there any chance that you could do a painting of me?" And she was like, "Absolutely, yeah, totally." Now, obviously, I paid for her print behind me, which is pretty awesome. It's a one of one, right? So there's no prints of it. It's just a commissioned piece. So that is pretty freaking awesome. I'm really excited. I really think, I don't know, what do you guys think? You think it turned out okay? The detail on it is just amazing. So if you guys are on Instagram, swing on by my page, look at my story, you can see the detail on it. And then a huge shout out to Tactical Walls for getting me set up with their mod wall. Now, I bought it. I didn't get a discount. They didn't send it to me. None of that type of stuff. I'm just a big fan of Tactical Walls. And it's really cool to be able to show off my first AK, which is my Romney, right? My RH-10 with the dong. And then I've got my Aero Precision right here with, you can't really see it, but right there. Yeah, that's an NFA item right there. Got my tax stamp in just a couple of weeks ago, so I now have a suppressor. Video will be coming out on that. And then down here at the bottom is my 300 blackout as well. So HRT body armor, and then it's kind of washed out, but I've got my high cut helmet as well. So anyway, that is what's going on. Let me take a drink, because F you, coronavirus. All right. Let's swing on over to the chat room real quick. Let's say hi to everybody. Naturally, I want to say thank you and hi to everybody in Patreon crew. You guys are a big supporter of the channel. I sure do really appreciate that. And congratulations to Todd. He is one of the Patreon winners that won the 20,000 subscriber giveaway on my Patreon feed. So if you guys are interested in becoming a Patreon member, you are privy to special giveaways and just a whole bunch of different special things that I do for everybody over there. So congratulations to him. So let's see. DeGrim Reaper jumping in there first, saying, first, laugh out loud. Yep. Dan Booker, it's good to see you. Dr. Cat Milk, Sherry Tanner. Hey, how's it going? Todd, there he is. Todd Schmidt right there. Let's see. GG, LFG, GGG. So we talked on the phone earlier today, and some interesting conversations, to say the least. Let's see. If you guys are new to the channel and this is your first time, let me know. Say, hey, first time, Tactical Pineapple. Good to see you. And we probably will have a few others. Operator Tony, good to see you, bud. jumping in there. Scott P79, always good to see you. Mark Spivey, Toronto, LGLV. Hey, everyone. Hey to you. All right. What's going on? Text messages jumping in there too. Judd Miller, how you doing? And Mario, what's going on? Got Wood Joe. Hey, what's up? Show and tuck. All right. There we go. Alaska 1 Andy, how you doing? And that should, Heath Adams. Yeah, I think that should round off everybody at the moment. So again, if this is your first time, just let me know. Last thing. I promised my buddy Drew, right? He's pretty much the executive producer that I would open this on air. And I don't know what exactly is in it. I do know that it's a t-shirt, but as you can see, let's see if we can, you see right there, that's not English. This came from Mother Russia. So I promised him that I would open it up on air. This is my birthday gift, so I want to say a special thank you to him for this portion of the birthday gift. Hopefully I don't cut it apart as I'm opening this. But yeah, I should have probably opened it up ahead of time. But, you know, thought this would be a little bit more exciting. Oh, my God. Drew, you little punk. Oh, my goodness. So he got me a freaking tank top, and it is legit the military issue tank top. Oh my God. Oh, I'm totally going to wear them in my videos on the AKs. I'm going to totally wear it on the next one, on the next video I do. And then on top of that, not only did he do an AK mag and get it Cerakoted, but he also did a AR mag as well. And we got those Cerakoted. He was able to get those Cerakoted through Ryko Gunworks. Pretty cool sticker. It's a local company. They do a lot of Cerakoting stuff. They will be doing some other really cool things as well here in the near future. But so thanks to Drew, and thank you, Todd, for the birthday gifts. I really do appreciate it, man. You guys are such a great fan. So, all right, my goodness, we've been talking for 7 minutes, and I'm sorry about that, guys, but check it out. We got a pretty cool guest tonight. He is the Tuck of Show and Tuck. So if you guys are not familiar with Show and Tuck, naturally swing on by their YouTube channel. They've got a really cool, channel that they do. It's pretty laid back, and they're just some good old boys from down south. But they're a lot of fun. It's Doc Hollywood and Tuck, and they put together their channel Show and Tuck. But tonight we've got none other than Tuck himself. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, rolling in with his.
How's it going? Gotta throw in the throwback here. Weird times we're living in, man.
I tell you what, we're going to get extra sick today, right?
Hey, in the famous words of Vin Diesel in the Fast and the Furious, you can have any beer you want as long as it's a Corona.
What was that a thing? Was that a movie?
Thing, yes. Fast and the Furious fans, you would know.
Oh, I don't. What is that? Is that like where they sold guns to the cartels in Mexico, or?
It was like way before that, back in like 2001 when it was street racing.
Oh, okay. Like Grease Lightning.
But cooler.
Right on. Okay, so you just showed your shirt. What's up with the shirt?
So this is Iron Curtain Apparel. Doc Hollywood and I started it. As you can see, I'm backwards here. The balaclava, you got your Eastern way of thinking, and then you got the cowboy, which is more or less Dave, which is the Western side of things. But it's mainly Cold War centered, but Dave is basically Clint Eastwood reincarnated, so had to do this. But this is we just finished our first pre-order. Should be shipping out this week, but let's see what the government has to say about that in the shipping lanes.
Well,
So,
yeah. What's going on your side of the world as far as the inevitable beer virus? Is anything slowing down on your side?
Well, my drive to work is a lot better. I got about a fourth of the traffic. I'm if anybody is from anywhere close in Atlanta, I'm by the Brave Stadium, which is about 10-ish minutes from downtown. So it's usually just absolutely a nightmare, just going anywhere. But it's kind of eerie this week. Things been getting real weird. But yeah, flights been getting canceled. The north and south terminals in the world's busiest airport shut down. So whoever made that happen, thank you, because I'm not going to Ohio for a work trip tomorrow.
Well, Dr. Cat Milk wants to know, Show and Tuck, is that like Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lamb? And I unfortunately have had that image seared in my mind, and I can't get it out. I wish I could, but do you know what he's talking about?
I've heard of those movies, but I am uncultured, and
But you've watched. I'm pretty sure you've watched every single one of the Fast and Furious movies, right?
Man, past Tokyo Drift, they just lost me. I think the newest one has what's his name? John Cena's in it, so it's a done deal. I mean, they're really going after the C-grade actors there.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to watch Silence of the Lambs, but there is a tuck scene in Silence of the Lambs. So you have to watch that movie this weekend. So it's actually really good. It's probably one of the best kind of suspense thriller movies I've ever. I think it's probably tops on my list.
Signs?
Yeah, I would say so, because this has more to do with like a serial killer, right? So
chicks love serial killers, so
yeah.
Maybe you'll want to watch that.
Oh yeah. If you're all into true crime and all that jazz, so right on. All right, sounds like the Iron Curtain is making a comeback. No, is not making a comeback, but Iron Curtain Apparel is jumping in the scene here. And where is the idea of Iron Curtain? Obviously, you've got the balaclava, you've got the outlaw. It's I would say it's probably like the outlaw mentality that it's kind of combining.
Yeah, you could say that pretty much. It is more or less being an outlaw or a misfit, but at that time or around those times, you're on different sides of the world, but you're living a similar life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And everybody knows what the Berlin Wall was, the Iron Curtain, which we actually have at least when I was little, it was here. There's an Anne Frank Museum in Kennesaw, Georgia, and there's a piece of the Berlin Wall there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Right on. So, and would you also say that the reason why you guys kind of did that design on your shirt is because you kind of run AKs and then he's kind of the cowboy?
Well, he's an AK wielding cowboy now because he's got that Galil bug. But yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's really what I started shooting with.
Yeah.
Big fan of the '97 Hollywood Shootout.
That was quite the ordeal. And obviously a lot of people, I don't know if a lot of people in the chat room do or do not know that the shootout in Heat was based off of the '97 bank robbery shootout in LA. So
I did not know that, but I can definitely see the correlation there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there's some vast differences, but by and large, they took a lot of the
great hair.
Yes, it was all the hair. All right, so let's talk about what is going on with this coronavirus thing. So first and foremost, just got the news today that all public schools in the state of Kansas have been closed until the end of the school year, which is kind of confusing because what does that mean for the kids? I mean, are they just automatically promoted to the next grade and that's the end of it? Or, I mean, how does that even work?
That's a little confusing for, like seniors in high school, because a coworker of mine, her son, I guess in the last week or so here, most of the counties in Georgia are doing it, at least in the metro Atlanta area. And he's got like 2 more classes to get past, and then he's going to college and all that, but there's not even going to be a graduation. Maybe, we don't know. I feel like we've just entered the storm here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I was one of them saying, saying anything.
Well,
it's more people freaking out, in my opinion, than actual.
Yeah. I've been doing my fair share of, getting the small little things that I didn't quite have. I had a lot of stuff, but I didn't have everything. So, I plussed up on some bottled water and stuff like that. And it's funny, everybody's like, well, you don't need bottled water. The water is going to stay on. I was like, is it?
Not when people are not going to work.
Exactly.
And get those ham radios ready, everyone, because your cell phones won't work either after a while.
and then what happens when? Well, my argument was, what happens when all of the technicians that work at the water treatment facilities, they get all sick? If this is supposed to be so devastating, like they're making it out to be, what are you going to do then, right? So, I plussed up on some bottled water and make sure that I had that, and a couple bags of beans and just some easy cook rice and stuff like that. And I've got plenty of other stuff. So
yeah, Costco was a nightmare.
Yeah. I just
rationing stuff out.
Yeah. Today I wanted to make some tacos later on this week. So I went and picked up 2 bags of taco seasoning from the store earlier today. And they're like, how many of these seasoning packets do you have? And I said, just the 2. And they're like, oh, okay. Because you can only get 2. I'm like, what?
Is everyone trying to wipe their ass with taco seasoning?
I guess so. I mean, it's kind of like what the college kids do with vodka shots now. And, kind of in the,
butt chug.
they get drunk faster. So there's that. Any issues with mail or logistics in Atlanta or Georgia at all that you know?
Well, I can already say on Dave's behalf, the website is crashing for USPS.
Is it really?
Right now, I know it's slowing down. I've seen like half the amount of trucks, because again, I work in an industrial area, and I just see more traffic of all the deliveries and whatnot. I've seen like 1 UPS truck in the past handful of days. So, and I would imagine, like you were telling me, I think you know someone who is on a Walmart route or something like that. They can't be the only one, coming to this conclusion or decision to shut down a route or whatever,
Yeah. Well,
but the traffic's it's way better, but it is creepy as shit. I'm not gonna lie.
What it's funny is here everything is business as usual, by and large. I mean, there's some different things. Like I went to one of my favorite places to eat. It's a place called Bourbon and Baker, and they have just about, not every, but just about any bourbon you can think of, bourbon or whiskey. And they have the best chicken and waffles in town, if not in Kansas. So I go there regularly.
Is that a challenge to the South?
No, I just said in town or Kansas. I limited to our borders, right? So because I know you guys can do some good cooking down there, especially when it comes to fried chicken. But the crazy thing was I went in and they're like, we can only do to-go orders. You can't eat here. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll just do a to-go order. No problem. And ordered what I wanted, and the lady was like, "Would you like a drink?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Can I get like?" I was joking. I was like, "Can I get a bourbon to go?" And they're like, "No, no, not to go, but I could pour you one." I was like, "Wait a second. So let me get this straight. I can't stay in here and eat, but I can order. You can go cook it. You can bring it to me, and while I'm waiting, I can sit at the bar and drink." That makes no sense
Now,
whatsoever.
is this like a complimentary drink, like pouring a water, or
Yeah, just so that's like the biggest like major differences, but traffic's still the same. Like I said, I was at the grocery store earlier today, and that place is just as packed. So
what are your major distributors out there?
so we have Dillon's, which is our grocery stores, is the big grocery store chain, which is Kroger,
Okay.
right? It's owned by Kroger. When the Dillon's family sold the grocery stores out, in the contract they said that they would retain the name, but Kroger, it's all Kroger brand everything.
Okay, I got you.
So Heath Adams, yeah, you're absolutely right. Alcohol kills germs. So here you go to the coronavirus. We have Walmart. We have Hy-Vee. And then, those are the big distributors. We have a Amazon distribution center in Kansas City. So
I feel like they're everywhere now.
They really are, except in New York, except in the Bronx. So, but the big thing that I really wanted to talk about before we get into some of the other topics was, so ladies and gentlemen, if you have kids watching, I would highly encourage you to put earmuffs on or remove them from the room, because I'm getting ready to go on a rant. And my rant is going to be focused laser sharp at one particular company. And I'm furious. I'm furious right now, because this is at least the second time that I know of that this company has done it, and that is Cheaper Than Dirt, right?
You didn't even prep me for that, and I already knew who you're talking about.
Oh, is that? Yep, there you go. Freaking
I saw that shit.
Cheaper Than Dirt, all right, is selling. Cheaper Than Dirt is selling 5.56 ammo, right? A box of 1,000 rounds for $899. To put that in perspective, yep, see, the Grim Reaper's already jumping right on it. Show and tuck, yep, you guys got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, freaking, to put it into perspective, yes, I do know that prices have risen a little bit, right? I bought 1,000 rounds of 5.56 M195 from Lucky Gunner, and I paid $405. So roughly 40.5 cents per round, right? Yeah,
that's a reasonable markup, I suppose. But dude, that's like highway robbery, what they're trying to do, and they do it every damn time. Every time. That's what they do. Every time.
They did it during Sandy Hook. They did it. They're doing it now. I mean, they were selling PMags for like what, $70 during Sandy Hook's thing.
Shit, it wouldn't even. I think even just regular aluminum mags were one time they were $99.
Yeah, exactly. It was absolutely ridiculous. So you know what? I'm going to say it loud and clear, and I'm going to enunciate. Okay, I'm going to enunciate. I'm going to pull this mic real close. All right, Cheaper Than Dirt. Fuck you. Okay, you get it? Fuck you. I don't like to cuss. I don't like to say that, but this really pisses me off. And I've gotten people that's like. I've gotten people that are like, oh, but it's capitalism. It's supply and demand.
No, that's capitalism, number one. There's a big difference.
Yeah, no, that is not capitalism, okay? That is an abomination of capitalism. That is taking advantage of the certain situation, and that is amoral, right? It is amoral to do that. When you have other companies that are out there that says, come in to our store. If you want to buy a gun, come into our store. Buy a new or used AR, and we will fill every single magazine that you buy from us as well. Free.
And who was that again? Because I hadn't heard of the company before. I earlier today, a few people were posting it.
Yeah, I gotta look up. I got to look up at my deal here, my story. It is It is Element Armament.
Okay, well that's badass. Everyone go give them
Yeah.
a follow. I'm going
Yeah.
to.
So it says I've got it right here on my Instagram story. It says purchase any in-stock AR-15 rifle or pistol, new or used, and we'll make sure your magazines are full. Any additional magazines purchased will also fill those with ammo too. All
That's
right.
crazy. You don't treat your customers like shit, huh?
Yeah. I just
What a nuts idea, man.
I,
Helping people out at the same time, making money.
yeah. I'm dumbfounded that number one, a company would do that, right? That's number one. Number two, a company would do it not once, but twice and think that they are going to get away with it. Especially now that the interwebs is so open.
It's instant, man, all the time.
Yeah. So I will freely admit that when Sandy Hook went down in 2012, I didn't know what they were doing, right? Didn't know anything about it. So it was about, I wouldn't say it's probably 2015, 2016 before I found out that they did that, and I cut them off. I was like, nope, never again. Never again.
They're kind of like just the local greasy used car salesman.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of what they are, at least the way I've always known their rep in the gun world, because we both got kind of started in this game a little later in life. I mean,
Yeah.
So I just remember back the 2016 election. That's where I remember seeing $99 for a single aluminum mag that scooping up for $8 a pop, even during this shit.
Yeah. So Blitz has a great question here. He says, so dealing with a couple good friends now wanting to borrow a firearm, not so much anti-gun as apathetic until now. How would you deal with that? Obviously, local gun laws apply. So I'm going to pitch it to you. What do you think about those individuals who are very apathetic about firearm ownership?
So if they don't really care, but now they're getting scared, I guess, which explains the run on gun stores. I personally, even if it is a good friend or whatever, I would not let them borrow a gun, because should anything happen, should they have to actually use it or have an accident, you're going to be on the hook too. It doesn't work like that. And unfortunately, we live in a society where it's completely demonized. It's just not worth the risk, honestly.
Yep.
To me.
Yeah, and for those people who are not necessarily anti-gun individuals, but we're apathetic. That's why Virginia's blue right now, because they were apathetic, right? So Lioness Tactical on Instagram, she dropped a truth bomb here. She posted a article from the Insider. I don't read them. It's just one of the articles, but it says people are lining up to buy guns because they're afraid they'll be looted amid the coronavirus crisis. And her comment was, what happened to all the anti-gun people saying guns are bad? We need gun control. It's amazing how quickly minds are changed when you have to protect yourself and your family.
Well,
that's kind of my point.
That's weird. I thought you would just call the police. Is that doesn't take care of everything?
Right. That's right. No.
Or, wait, they probably go back home to their families.
Exactly. And sleep in their cozy
got
bed.
Their self-interest going.
Yeah.
They're people too.
GGL of GGG, he's going back to our cheaper than dirt comment.
Mm-hmm.
He says, does this make cheaper than dirt as bad as Springfield Armory? Ooh.
Okay, that's hard, because that almost loops in like Daniel Defense too, right here in the Peach State.
No, not. I think Daniel Defense is completely different. See, Springfield Armory, they supported and pushed, anti-gun legislation in Illinois.
I agree with you, but there's still people out there and friends of mine that have just written off Daniel Defense just because, Marty opened up his mouth and everyone received it the wrong way or whatever they wanted to explain it as. But yeah, it is a different situation. However, there's still people that view it as that.
Sure. Yeah. And that's their prerogative to do so. I
Right.
do know that Daniel Defense came out immediately following, I would say probably within a day
remember
or
that.
so. And they're like, hey, look, here's the thing. That is not indicative of the company itself.
Yeah.
Whereas Springfield Armory, they kind of doubled down on their thing. And they're like, oh, we didn't know what our lobbyist was going to do and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, you did because you hired him.
Yeah,
right?
no, you're absolutely correct. Daniel Defense did. I remember that they came out immediately and kind of reeled it back for sure. But I think there was just a lot going on at that time, and everyone was kind of, ooh, what's their statement going to be? But I'm an admitted Daniel Defense fanboy.
Yeah. I mean, I like Daniel Defense. I've got on my go-to home protection AR, I've got a Daniel Defense front sight post. I like Aero Precision better personally.
Like a such.
There you go. See.
Yeah, those bomb-proof rails.
yeah. No, they're good, and I'm the type of person that when I get stuck on a certain brand, I get stuck on a certain brand, and that's Aero Precision for me. So,
dude, that is, I'd say, bang for the buck. That's where it's at.
Yeah, and now that I'm getting into hold that there, and we're going to put a pin in that, just the tip, but we'll put it.
Delete that.
I wanted to say hey to Art real quick. Hey, how's everybody going? Question to the chat room tonight is how many rolls of toilet paper do you have in your house right now? Coach Tuck, how many do you have?
Oh man. I'm going to go with around 10. However, I don't limit myself at just toilet paper. There's other household items I will use.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to use. And I was in Kroger and I was a little flabbergasted that nobody thinks you can wipe your ass with napkins. So,
there's
innovate.
that. Yep.
Or
the only problem with napkins is you can't flush them.
That's not going to matter when no one's running the sewer system.
Yeah, that's right. But you know what they had plenty of at Walmart when I went in just a few days ago? It probably is not now, but a few days ago, they had tons of flushable wipes.
We got a box of that at Costco. There was no limit on that.
Yeah, I got like 3 boxes of them, and I was just like, all right. I mean, the coronavirus is respiratory. It's not something that's going to cause you to have diarrhea, but
malaria. But okay.
But the point with wet wipes, and I kind of stocked up on wet wipes because if the water does shut down, you can use those to wash your hands, wash your body.
Yeah.
Obviously, clean your butt. So
they do everything for babies. Why not us?
Yeah, exactly. I do know that LFGGG, he went to the store just the other day, so he's plussed up. And we let's see. Bean Pilled, he said Kleenex isn't just for blowing your nose. And yeah, that's true. All righty. 22 Plinkster. What's going on, guy? Or a Cheapster. 22 Cheapster. Not Plinkster. Cheapster. I would say hey to him.
Dan Booker has 200 pairs of Green Army socks.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. I've probably got 3 or 4 dozen. Yeah.
I should probably do that. All I have is crew height cotton Under Armour or Nike, which is not great with boots or with moisture. So
when I was in Afghanistan, we had something called ADO, and basically it was the Army gave you an allowance every month. You had X number of dollars to spend, and whatever you didn't spend, you lost. So I just bought t-shirts and socks and underwear, because the Army was giving me money to spend, so why not just go ahead and
Right. It's like a company giving you PTO, but you lose it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go home, freaking kick my feet up. So, alrighty, let's see what else is going on in the chat room here, real quick. I've been kind of neglecting you guys a little bit, but I see that we're talking about.
Does bean pill? Did you get baked beans at the store? Because I got a lot of Bush's baked beans.
I just bought a couple cans today just because.
There's no rationing on that for some reason.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. But taco seasoning. Let's see. Okay. Art, he has actually something to go along with the Springfield thing. It says, I agree that we need to hold people accountable and not forget their transgressions. But what would help is if Springfield suddenly offered a discount program while everybody is gouging. Yeah, that'd be fine if you wanted a garbage pistol, and I know because I owned one, that was my very first firearm purchase was an XD45.
Yeah. Back in the day when I was like at least close to being of age to buy one, when you're looking through the gun magazines and it's like you look at it now, maybe if you got an old copy in your house and you're like, oh my God, these are the companies that were advertising. And that was like the first one I wanted was an XD. But
yeah.
Luckily my brother pushed me toward a Glock that I had to wait for my first purchase for 3 weeks. Thanks a lot, FBI.
Yeah, right. Oh, and then he's going to pull out the freaking Taurus G2Cs. You've been hoarding all the G2Cs, huh? No, I'm not. Those are all in a dumpster, and I lit it on fire. So let's see. Oh, okay. Warsaw. Let's see here. Yeah, let me get you guys set up here just real quick. They're looking for y'all's channel.
Should just be show and tug. There may be some really weird shit that pops up. It's not us, but you should be able to find it. It's
as long as
Pornhub logo.
Exactly. As long as you guys are on YouTube and not Pornhub, you should be able to find it. But don't
get it twisted though. You know what I'm saying?
Just so for brevity's sake, boom, there's the link. I just posted it into the chat room. So I did forget to post the link in the description, but I will do it afterwards. So,
and if I may, real quick, everyone that follows the channel already, I know we've been slack and we've been really extremely busy in and out of town lately, but we got some good stuff coming up for y'all very, very soon.
Oh yeah, man! If you got following you on Instagram, you should be having some Galil stuff coming up here pretty quick too, right?
Some very Gucci Galil stuff.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, it's a really good. So, all right, so let's transition. We've been talking about Corona and all that stuff. Hooray, coronavirus! Woo! Everybody's
going to be no laws when you're drinking the claws, brother.
Oh my God! Do you seriously drink that?
I do, but I also drink Knob Creek. And obviously, we're unloaded here, everyone. Just safety Nazis. I do like craft beer, and I love CZs as well. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
You can't see it, but I've got my CZ just on the other side of my plate carrier. So yeah, it's over there. So yeah, but okay, you said you drink Knob Creek.
I do drink a lot of Knob Creek as well. Also 1776 bourbon. I honestly don't even know where it's distilled, but I found it locally, and it's pretty much on par with Knob Creek for the most part. It's just like $5 less, and it's pretty cool. It's patriotic.
So let's see. There was one that I started drinking. I really liked it. It was a rye, and it's got a Marine from World War II on one knee with a M1 that has a grenade attached to the end of it. I can't remember the name of it.
I haven't seen that one. I have seen the horse soldier one.
Gunslinger. Oh yeah.
Or Gunslinger?
Yeah, Gunslinger.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got my autographed bottle of horse soldier sitting right over there. So
on what occasion would you drink it?
Never. I will never drink that bottle ever. Because I got to meet Mark,
Dude, awesome.
Yeah, and I've got another so yeah, it is pretty awesome. Mandatory carry jumping in there saying at work as always, but that's okay, man. Thanks for swinging by. I sure do appreciate it. And naturally, thank you so much for the super chat, $5 jumping in. Keep fighting, and I'll come back afterwards as always, man. Thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. So, what was I saying? Oh my goodness, we were talking.
You were talking about whiskey.
We were talking about whiskeys, and I was wondering.
You were not going to drink that sign bottle.
No, never going to do that. But what I wanted to know is why are you poor and not drinking Jefferson's Ocean?
Can I ask who asked that? I feel like it was someone I might actually know, but I am poor because I spent all my money on baked beans this weekend at Costco. Okay. That's why I don't have Jefferson's Ocean. But by the way, Costco has awesome bourbon.
Do they really?
It's so the Kirkland brand. I think what is it? Is it Gentleman Jack? I think it's one of the big boys you see in the liquor store that costs like $60. It's literally the same stuff, just in a plastic bottle.
Mm. One things I will say is that. You were talking about horse soldier. Horse soldier is substantially less expensive in Florida than it is in Kansas.
That was the first place I saw it. Was down in Panama City.
Yep, and it is. There's a soft base.
Woodford, that's right.
Yeah, it's right.
Woodford Reserve.
The distillery is right outside there. So yeah. All right, so let's change gears here. I had a question. Got to scroll on back here. Without further ado, he wants to know your opinion on Norinco AKs. Yay or nay?
Yeah. Hell yeah. If you can get your hands on one, you can get the most available, I guess you could say, would be the old the 90s thumbhole stock, and then there's plenty of Smiths out there that will guys like CW or M13 or whatever, take your pick, they'll convert them, but there's some people that will say that's the best ones we've gotten in this country. I mean, that's actually one of the first AKs I ever shot with my my buddy Rod in college. His dad, he's got to have over like 50. He used to buy pallets of Romanians and build them. Romanian kids, they were like $90. But yeah, we used to shoot at Norinco all the time in college. But yeah, Norinco's, I've heard nothing but great things. And then, all the boomers at the gun show will, mark that up quite a bit. But here and there, I hear about guys getting them for $800.
Yeah, if you can definitely find one for, I would say if you can find a Norinco AK for under $1,500, you're doing very, very good, because I know of an individual who has a new in the box Norinco AK, never fired. And so we looked it up, we looked up the nomenclature and all the things that's going on with it. Yeah. On Gunbroker, and the cheapest that we could find was $2,500, and the highest that we could find was in the threes or close to $4,000. So
I mean, you're getting into Polytech range with those prices, but yeah, it's kind of crazy how it's like just flip flop from back in maybe the early 2000s or whatever.
Yeah.
to what it is now. But yeah, that's if you can get your hands on one for a reasonable price, 2 thumbs way up.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely keep your eyes open on like Arms List. I've seen them on, at least in this area, I've seen some on Arms List. So
a Georgia Outdoor Trader for everybody here. There's my friends have gotten some ridiculous deals on AK specifically here.
Right on. Yeah. Warsaw Patriot, he jumped in there. Completely different question. He says, my favorite pistol is the Taurus PT 92 AFSD. It's not a Beretta, but it's a better improved 92 clone, and it's not crappy G2C that sucks. So Taurus, when it comes to their PT 92s, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about those. I've heard everybody like them. I've had bad experience with their revolvers, but that was just mine. It was a Model 66, and I had to get it sent in. But and then even after I sent it in and they sent it back, it wouldn't always lock into place, so I would have a misfire. And just
was that just like you were saying? It was just that one
that was
doing it.
Yeah, it was just mine.
Like a widespread problem with that model.
Not that I know of, but the PT92s are great. No problems there. So let's see. All right. So what is let's see. Art jumping in here. He says, I think that most people agree that Glock is the easiest pistol to introduce people when they're buying their first pistol. What's the best modern sporting rifle to intro? What's the best shotgun to intro? I'll dish to you. What's the intro AR, intro shotgun? What do you think?
Okay. I've never owned a shotgun, and quite honestly, I don't know much about them.
What the hell are you talking about? You're from Georgia.
Dude, I'm a bit of a city boy. I'm from the burbs, man.
I'm going to step away for just a second. You keep talking.
Yeah, but no, as far as the rifle, I actually had this conversation with my one of my bosses, and unless you've got, and this is me, I guess you could say an AK guy, telling you this, unless you've got a real affinity for a particular platform like the Kalashnikov, starting out, I would definitely say an AR, and hell yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
I had an old football teammate just yesterday asking me. He wants to do a 10-3 build. I know he likes the way it looks. That's what he kept saying. But like you were saying earlier, Arrow. I think I just don't hear anything about being out of spec. They've been in the game a long time, a very long time. Arrow is great. It just depends what your budget is. But I would say Arrow or BCM really.
Yeah.
And you can save money getting the completed upper and completed lower, and just buying them separately. It's like, forgot what the percentage of the tax is.
11%.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't know, if I had to mess with my comb over there, but for you guys that don't know, every completed firearm is taxed 11% for the national excise tax on firearms, and that money goes directly back into hunting organizations and stuff like that. But by and large, it's still a fee. But the way around it is if you buy a completed upper, and then you can buy a completed lower separately, then the manufacturer doesn't have to pay the 11% excise tax, and it will usually save you a little bit of money that way. So, yeah.
Companies like BCM, they'll still have the warranties whether you buy it complete or not. At least they used to. And you'll get that nice fit and finish. And as a clone guy, I got this my O-ring. I got to get a new one. I got a little. I don't know if you can see it. I got a little bit of a wiggle because I got a FN lower and a Colt upper. Trying to be all clone correct, but yeah, that's the only way I've ever done ARs, quite honestly.
Yeah, I would say that when it comes to an intro rifle, I mean, if it's an AR, if you're sub $500, and this includes optics as well. If you're sub $500, Palmetto State Armory.
Yeah, for sure.
Interestingly enough, I just bought from Primary Arms. I bought a completed Anderson lower, and I bought a complete Radical upper for $299.
That's wild.
Both of them equaled $299, right?
That's insane.
Yeah. So I take it back. The upper was not complete. I had to buy a bolt carrier group and a charging handle. So that right there was $62, and then I bought an optic for $30, which is nothing more than a Chinesium Bushnell TRS 25. And that whole thing was sub $400. I think at the end of it ended up being $392.
It's actually I still get the PSA, like their weekly deals, and it's crazy like how affordable at least that platform is nowadays.
Yeah.
And they even got really just some more Gucci stuff, if you will, like the Geisley rails and then the FN barrel. Yep. And they're still not killing you on the price.
Yeah. So that's actually interesting that you bring up PSA, because I did get an email. I'm an affiliate with PSA, and I did get an email from them today talking about a lot of the things that are really moving fast. They're saying that their AKVs are selling out within 2 minutes of being posted, which is crazy. Now, a lot of their build kits are seeing incredibly high numbers as far as sales goes. But the one area that you will always find, well, I shouldn't say always, but the one area that you will find stock in right now is going to be their strip lowers. I did get told in my email today to the affiliates that strip lowers are not moving like they would have expected it to back, like say after Sandy Hook. A lot of the build kits is what's moving faster than anything else.
I think part of it is, people just want to go ahead and get everything in one shipment and not have to, mix and match stuff,
Yeah, no, it makes sense. But I've got blowers and lower parts kits and upper parts and just a whole bunch of stuff just all over the place. Just because, When
I was digging through earlier, I was finding some lowers I grabbed back in 2017 and everything.
Yeah. So moving forward, I will say they're the two best intro shotguns, Mossberg 500 or Remington 870. But there's a difference. And the reason why I'm going to say there's a difference on that is that if you are wanting to keep the shotgun stock, right, with just the rifle grip, or the standard shotgun grip on it, then I would say Mossberg 500 is the way to go, because their safety is up on the tang, which is really easy to actuate with your thumb. But if you are looking to put like a pistol grip on your shotgun, then I would say go with Remington 870, because then you have that crossbar safety on the trigger, and that's better. It's easier to actuate with your index finger from a pistol grip. So,
Mark, how or if at all with AK platform shotguns, have you messed with those much at all?
I have not. I've actually never shot an AK shotgun, and it's funny that you say that, because Bean Pilled just jumped in there and said a Sega 12, and absolutely. If you like AKs and AK stuff, and you can get a hold of a Sega 12, by all means, run with that. I know that Kalashnikov USA, they've got they've got their AK shotgun that's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Dissonant Arms last year, Kalash Bash at the little carnival, and unfortunately, thanks a lot, Corona, we're getting postponed. But I shot one of Dissonant Arms suppressed shotguns, and that was super sweet. And I've never been into shotguns at all, but that's something I'd put on the list to pick up. Felt like No Country for Old Men.
All right, yeah. Mm-hmm. So Blitz makes a great comment here. Let's see, was it Blitz? No, Bean Pilled. He says if you're lefty, most definitely Mossberg. So yeah, if you're left-handed, the Mossberg safety is, like I said, up on the tang, so it's easy with the thumb. Where if you're wanting to do a Remington, you have to actuate from left-handed position. You have to like come underneath the trigger guard and hit it that way. So yeah. All right, let's move forward. AK stuff. You have a arsenal, right? Or are you trying to build an arsenal? What's going on?
I actually have an arsenal in the closet. I'm not going to grab it yet because it's not quite neutered to where I want it to be. I need to SBR it. I got the I don't know if anyone's used the kiosk with I think it's Silencer Shop.
Yes.
Yeah. So I made my profile for that. And Georgia Firing Line here near me, they've got one of those. So I'm going to be doing a AK-104 official designation alpha clone. And I back in the day, aka like a couple years ago, I had a 104 that was Zenit code out and everything. But yeah, I got an arsenal, and I got this guy here. And as we've talked, I hop back into the 5.45 game. Let's appreciate this beautiful Tula plum.
I'm
gonna have some Russian sunburst wood on this soon once Doc helps me out with the Dremel, because I'm not a craftsman. And this is a Dead Goose Society Bulgarian build of a Virgin Parts kit, and I some of you might remember them. They're out in Texas, but this thing's just been an absolute workhorse for me because this is what I will be shooting at Kalash Bash. Got the JMac Customs RRD4C, the flagship, the original. That turns this flat shooting rifle into an absolute laser. And I don't know if you can tell, this is a plum grip. 11 Mile did this, and KGB. This is aluminum grip, and if you've seen Show and Tuck, I had a little, I flubbed up a little bit, and I was like, well, I haven't stippled it. I was like, wait, you can't stipple aluminum. Not yet, at least. But yeah, this is a fixed stock. It's in a pretty basic configuration at the moment. If you guys follow me, you know I love Tiger Stripes, so this is a Grave Solution sling. So not really a purist, but I'm kind of, I'm running irons right now just because my division I'll be running. But yeah, something's gonna slip. But yeah, 74s they're pretty addicting, and you're running a 5.56 Zastava at the moment, which that thing caught my eye when I saw it come out.
So I was only able to get just a couple of magazines, like maybe 3 magazines through it at the range the weekend before last. Hopefully everything will be good to go. I can make it out to the range this weekend and do a video on it, just kind of as a unboxing. Hey, here's my first impression of it. But I tell you, I talked about it earlier. I'm a big fan of Aero Precision, and I kind of get locked into a brand, right?
Yeah.
So Aero Precision is my brand when it comes to AR-15s. Are they best? No. Is there better? Absolutely. But like you said, bang for the buck, right? Yeah. I'm thinking when it comes to AKs, Zastava is that company as well. I'm really impressed with the ZPAP. The fit and finish is gorgeous. The wood that they put on it is the best quality American oak wood that you can put on, that you can pull together for an AK. The M85, which is a crink off style pistol, it's chambered in 5.56, so you're funneling down the types of calibers that you have. I mean, it just shoots. It's so soft. And now 5.45, I'm pretty sure would probably be a little bit softer, but it's still. I mean, you can't beat
just
it.
a bit, but unless you're just a complete like nerd about it like me. And I'm not one of the guys that's like, oh, never put 5.56 in an AK. I'm like, dude, look at Clay Owens, and you're running them too. Pretty much everyone that I know that has one has had no issues with it. It's such a minimal difference. It's just, if you're a bit of you're a mix of a traditionalist in a way. 5.45s. It's a fun caliber, and during times like these, apparently it's available online too.
So, and that's the thing. That's the thing that I'll give you guys a little bit of a spoiler if you've made it this far into the live chat. Is my perspective is threefold when it comes to a 5.56 AK. Number one, I now live in an apartment, so I need to be very cognizant of over penetration. 5.56 will disintegrate a lot easier than 5.45 or 7.62 by 39.
Especially 7.62 by 39.
Number two is I'm able to really drill down the different types of calibers that I need to stockpile, right? And then number three, I mean, we are talking about the beer virus right now. So, I mean, if there's some type of bug in, bug out situation, civil unrest, and so on and so forth, there's going to be a lot of 5.56 laying around.
Yeah, and if you got a network of people, at least, or some friends that are, as some would say, book boas.
With an eye.
That's what everyone's going to have. I mean, even a straight up Kalash enthusiast like me, I still have an AR. I'm not against them. And honestly, depending on what comes out with 5.56 AKs in the future, that might end up being my go-to. I don't know. It makes more sense. On this side of the pond, it makes way more sense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is what it is. Would I like to be a purist? Absolutely. Yeah, I would want to be a purist, but I mean, let's be honest here. It's the United States. 5.56, 223 is going to be far more prevalent than a lot of the other calibers. So
you would just look less cool on forums and stuff. I mean,
true.
It's the only caveat there.
If forums are still going at that point. If I'm
I say forums, I mean Facebook groups these days.
Well, I mean, again, if I'm walking around in body armor in my 5.56 AK out on the street, I'm not worried about Facebook or forums at that point.
I'll be definitely getting a Snapchat.
Hey guys, I found some toilet paper. Meet me down at the Walmart on 7th Street.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Okay, thank you. Thank you, April. Right on. All right. Well, we're going to start wrapping shop up here, man. But I wanted to give an opportunity to allow you to have kind of the last word. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Wait, I got to stop right here. Hold on a second. Oh my goodness. Oh, freaking. Are you serious? Without further ado, he jumped in there and said 30-30. No, forget it. No, 30-30 is not going to. Is it out there? Yeah, 30-30 is out there. Is it going to be prevalent? No. The other individuals, Alaska One Andy 22 long rifle. Yeah, I'll give you that, but that's not going to stop a zombie horde. Okay, or I should say a corona
around your bones.
a corona horde. It's not going to stop them, right? So And then Jared C. Wolverines. All right. So throwing it back to you, Tuck. This last word, whatever you want to talk about, go.
Well, everybody throughout all this BS and hyped up stuff, I mean, maybe it's not BS and it is somewhat real, but we're going to get through it, and you should probably just throw your money toward food at the moment, because if you survive an engagement with 10,000 rounds or more, you're very lucky. So Mark, thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
So
everybody be safe. Make sure you cough in your elbow.
Yes, absolutely. When you're out and about, make sure you wash your hands, and then every day while we still have water running, go ahead and take a shower and clean your butt. Okay. It's really easy. Just get a washcloth, just wipe it out, clean it out. It's fine. And I'll save a lot of problems. Real quick, talk to us about the Iron Curtain apparel. Where can we find that?
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's the Iron Curtain apparel. Periodically we'll have what we're getting ready to release or pre-ordering. And in between that, what we're doing is kind of setting the tone for what we got coming up next, and it's kind of for you guys to guess like what could it be, and it's not necessarily all just straight up historical stuff. Like we got some pretty sweet mashups of some popular cultural figures and mixing that with actual history as well. So just keep an eye out, guys. Give us a follow. Give Doc Hollywood and myself, Coach Tuck, follow on Instagram to see what's going on. We got a lot planned for you guys.
Absolutely. So, and then I've put into the live chat several times. I'll go ahead and do it again right now. There you go. There is the link to the YouTube channel. Like I mentioned, they've kind of lagged behind with work and stuff like that, but some really cool stuff coming up here pretty quick. Especially if you've been following them on Instagram, you'll know that they've got some Gucci Galil stuff getting ready to happen. So that's going to be pretty cool. So, Coach Tuck, thank you so much for swinging by. I really do appreciate it. Definitely going to have to figure out a way to get you and Doc on at the same time.
Mos Def.
Yeah. So, and hey, there. Speaking of devil, he's jumping in there. This is an awesome show, as per usual. Mark, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. But check out everybody. Doc Hollywood, Coach Tuck. The Iron Curtain apparel on Instagram, and then right into the link is the link to the YouTube channel. Go give them some support. Real quick, I wanted to say before we close out, next week, I'm really super excited about this. Next week, we will have Invader Girl on the channel to talk about the paintings that she does. If you're on Instagram, please follow her on Instagram. She is doing some really, really cool stuff. And a matter of fact, she had a raffle today to give away one of her prints. And these things are not cheap. All right. I did spend a little coin on it, but it was kind of it was kind of my own birthday gift to myself. So we'll have Invader Girl on next week, and then the following 2 weeks we'll have a representative from U.S. Law Shield is going to be on to talk about concealed carry insurance, and then we're also going to have Mark Baratus from Baratus Training Solutions. I think it's Baratus Arms, Baratus Training, I think is what it's called. I get the name of his training company mixed up, but we'll have him on. And the reason why I like his training, and something I'm really excited about, hopefully, if everything works out in May, I should be training with him. One of the reasons why I like him so much is because he gets in hands-on, right? Yeah, he works pistol stuff, he works rifle stuff, but there's also an element of hands-on and possibly even knife stuff as well. So that's something that I really do like about Mark Paredes. So definitely check that out. Hopefully everything works out as planned. We'll have both of them on over the next 2 to 3 weeks. But definitely locked in next week. Freaking Invader Girl is going to be on. Super excited about that. So
I'll be in the chat, man.
All right, man. I thank you so much. Man. I really do appreciate your time tonight. I know it's late on your side of the pond or coast, whatever you want to call it. But on your
side of the Mississippi.
That's exactly. I was getting ready to say that. I was getting ready to say where you can still get Yingling beer.
That's right.
Man, it's such
good stuff, man.
I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get. Oh man, I should have had my buddy Drew's driving in from Mobile, Alabama. Man, I should have had him bring some Yingling. I didn't even think about it. All right, guys.
Hey, I'll ship you some.
So again, Todd, Drew, you guys freaking rock with these things, man. I can't. This is
tank stick.
This is ridiculous, man. It's so ridiculous. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for everybody swinging by. I sure do appreciate everybody's support. And we will say goodnight. As always, keep calm and carry. Good night, y'all. See you later. Thanks again, Coach.
Thank you.